You're going to have to stand on this side of the chair.
This side?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just press play and then I can... Now, I can hear you breathing.
You took your blindfold off. I went. I was in Christine and Nancy's room.
Girls, it's way past your bedtime.
Whoever down there to lock you in now?
Hi, my name is Francesca Shaw and I'm coming to you from Blumhouse Productions to speak to you about our up-and-coming horror film, Lone House. During this pitch, I will aim to talk to you about the content, target audience and market competition research all involved in our creation of this explosive film. Let's start off with a bit of the boring stuff and some facts and figures. So if you look at your first board with the target audience, you'll see I've been having a look and decided that I think the best target age for my film would be 15 plus. Because this is a trailer and not a movie, I need to make sure that my trailer is suitable for all ages, since it will be being viewed at any point in the day. I've made my target audience for this whole movie a 15 because the idea of it being horror and it will be scary and jumpy and people aged 14 and below may not be mentally mature enough to handle this sort of film. My target audience is 15 plus, so I've made sure that I've orientated this to suit the target audience. I've done this by basing the storyline around a group of college students. So, as this target audience is relatively young age, they're going to be far more interested in watching a film that is based around their age group rather than a group of older people. You can see from these two charts that the majority of people that come to see horror films are between the age group of 18 to 24, then 25 to 34, and the gender orientation is mainly women that come to see horror films. Next is market competition. I've decided to go for a ghost horror film, as horror films are one of the top genres of movies out. I took my information from various magazines and web pages, such as the Val Morgan Cinema Network. Even though the horror movie industry is one of the most popular film even though the horror movie industry is one of the most popular film industries in the world, and there are so many ideas that continue to be reproduced, we have to make sure that, you know, it's going to be good, whether it be for a cheap scare or a bit of fun. The competition of this industry is very intense. Although horror films are very popular, they are also very competitive, and you have to stay on top of your game. If I release my movie now, my top competitors would be films such as The Quiet Ones, Devil's Due, and Paranormal Activity 4. These are competitors to me personally because they follow the same basic genre of my horror film and are all the same age rating and follow the same idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present some calls.
At last, my love has come along.
Very happy to be.
That is so...
Breathe in and out. Your body is going through a beautiful transformation.
Hey, you see this guy? He's just staring up at the house.
I found these weird symbols. In early Christianity, there were groups of dissenters who felt that they could use these symbols for summoning an antichrist.
You alright?
No, I'm fine.
Just stay there, alright? I'm going to get...
Fine. Did I do that? I don't even know what happened.
You were born from death. They are waiting for you. They've been waiting.
Leave what? Leave us alone!
Did y'all see that?
Ma'am, are you okay?
What's she doing?
Run! You just gotta go. No, Sam.
Don't touch us!
So next I'm going to speak about my content outline and what the film is actually about. My film is going to be based on a group of students that decide to go on a camping trip as they finish their exams. While they arrive, they're all chatting, they start to get tired, so decide to get ready for bed. After they all fall asleep, it gets really windy and wet and they can't really sleep very well as their tents are really blowy. So they decide to take shelter in a nearby outbuilding that they've heard about. Once they're in there, they all feel really uncomfortable, they don't really like it in there, but they need to try and get some sleep. One by one, the group starts to disappear until it's left to Carly, the main character, to try and figure a way out. I believe that my media product does stand out from the rest, as I'm planning to use a group of brilliant actors who will have a good amount of experience in the industry, and my main idea means that combined with a group of knowledgeable actors and a good storyline, and the fact my genre of my production, horror, which is one of the biggest selling genres in the film industry, means it will sell extremely well. Lastly, I just have a small mood board going over a few images and my basic idea that I'm going to use.
Can you tilt that to the light?
Now, if you have any questions about my idea or my product.
Who's going to help you do this? Who's in your crew?
Well, because I'm going to be the director, the producer and the cameraman, the rest of my crew are just 4 actors from an acting group at a college in Wickham that I'll be using.
And when's the deadline for this? When are you going to have it finished?
Well, I'll have all my footage done by the 20th of May, and then that'll be first handed in.
And what resources are you going to have to buy?
Well, I need to get some of my props. I need to get a couple of tents, just things to add to the overall effect, rucksacks, camping equipment, so I can make it look more professional. And then as for kind of travel expenses and stuff like that, I'll be driving to the location. I've estimated that fuel cost will be between £5 to £10, and then I'll obviously be paying for the crew's travel expenses as well, so that will be another £5 to £10 depending on where they're driving from.